Hey guys, welcome back. So we're finally getting over being sick. We're getting back on the car. Some things we have missed. Video just came out here this week. At least the week I'm recording, it's getting uploaded right now. Been out of the shop for about 3 to 4 weeks now. Finally feeling better. Still coughing, but we're going to take it slow, so we're going to be fine. But we're just going to jump into it. Some things, I don't know if they even got recorded, but we finished the inside of the car. Well, that's the last video. The trans tunnel's done. Right now we've got a shift boot, we've got a shift knob. We went through and hung up all the wiring. We fixed the wires that we ended up cutting a few when we were grinding to get the trans tunnel in. But we'll show you a peek right here. Actually, I'm going to grab you and bring you to it. Now, the car was a lot cleaner, at least in the clip when I showed everything was done, but we've got a boot. Got a shift knob in there. All the wires are hanging up. We've got the camera zoomed in. We'd forgotten to do that in a couple shots, but what we're going to be ending up tackling today is this is the old clip here for the alternator, and this side electronics on this side of the engine here on the passenger side. We're going to go through all these, try to figure out their homes. The one wire that's actually getting me, so the wiring diagram I have doesn't show this clip. But if I had to guess, I think the purple is going to be for the temp. So I've got to figure out a way to save on this right here, or just stick an eyelet with some grounds and then a piece of rubber on the top. But we're going to tackle this part of the wiring harness. Something I did find that I actually liked from Amazon. There's a big blown up version that was laminated. So super easy to trace anything in here. The only issue is this 73, I've ran into a couple extra relays that are in the car that aren't on here, and then it doesn't show anything of that clip in the alternator wiring here. It does show where it goes to the firewall, which is up there, but it's not showing that second one. One other piece of business from the other episode that I do want to clip, I did find my voltage regulator. I'm just blind. If you look in deep, it's right there. But other than that, we're just going to jump into this, and then as soon as this wire's actually done, I'm going to show you guys what I've been keeping on since the start of this car, and that's all the wire that I have cut out and replaced. It's going to be a little bigger than even I thought, so I hope you guys were surprised. It's been a lot of wiring on this car. There's been a lot to fix, but let's just jump back into it. We're going to get that plug wired up, and then most of the wiring that's even left in this car is honestly done. The only thing I've got to do is do a bypass for the ammeter, which from what I'm told is just 2 fusible links. So let's jump right in, let's get this done. Hi, we're back. Sure, if you see my face trying something new. We got a lot done today. We got the wiring. Went through the schematic. A lot of it doesn't match what it's supposed to match. Some of the colors are off. And I did remember as I was going through it, I have to switch from the 5-pin wiring back down to the 4-pin. The biggest thing that I saw on the internet was the ballast resistor can go to a single instead of a double. So I've just got to move some wires up, change some connectors. Not going to go to stock ones. We'll just use the dual that we bought, just use the top row. So it'll be fine. Other than that, I'm going to tow you guys along. So the car's wired. We've got avoided catastrophe when I accidentally had the one that's supposed to go to the relay up to the main battery, so it's been in the starter 24/7. We've got our battery caps on. We don't really want it to go on it yet, but we've got everything wired up, everything's back together. We just tightened everything down. The only stuff I did lie on wiring, we have to fix this right here. It's a little burnt up still. And then I think there was one more in here that I had to fix. Right here. We have to figure out what's going on right here. It's just bare wires where they crimped a bunch of the blues together. Those blues, if I'm correct, are all the alternator stuff. And then we've got to fix the ballast resistor. And then we're done. So we're getting there. Some other things is we've got just some loose wires still. I want to see, just due to this being the alternator, I want to see if it's going to smoke them on the way back. If it does, hopefully it stops there. What I need to do actually though is put a fuse in. This black one that goes to the ammeter, and I need to put a fuse in the red one that goes to the relay there. So I'm going to have to undo some of the wiring mesh I put in. Other than that, we've got temp, got an oil down there. Can't really see it, but I'll pull it off here later. Other than that, we got a lot of wiring done today. We're gonna finish up, keep going through the weekend, and see what else we can get done. Hope you guys enjoy. Hi everyone, just getting back into it for this weekend. This is going to be at the end of a video that I've already did. It was in between me being really sick and getting some work done, so there's some clips that were kept, some that were really gotten rid of because they were pretty bad. What we're doing for our final checklist is, I know it's too little cliche, cardboard, but we're writing it out because I'm going to be taking a little bit of an extended break. We're going to let you know here on the next clip or at the end of this video, but I don't want to forget anything. So right now I'm tidying up every little thing I could. I'm using painter's tape with a Sharpie. We're wiring every wire in case I didn't have time to do it, or stuff that I had questions on now that we need to fix then. One of the best things is I'm going to be able to order some parts and hopefully they'll be on hand. The hardest part of this car is I'm not ordering anything in bulk other than I had the front suspension, but we're kind of taking it as we go in each part. So some things, just kind of want to show you guys some of this stuff. If you're going through a car and not replacing the harness like I guess necessarily should, checking all the wires unconnected or damaged, check the main wires, so anything from the battery goes down to the starter or my relay, or anything kind of a bigger wire that might cause a huge issue. So dash included in that, alternator included in that, relays, all that kind of stuff. Recheck the engine bay, bolts, nuts, anything. I mean, obviously it was checked when it was put on, but it never hurts to go over it again. Are you a safety person? We've got to wire up our neutral safety switch. We are going to try to start it. We have to fix the speedometer cable. The issue I'm running into is that little crimp ball on the old one is smaller than the new one, so the new wire isn't sitting down in that plastic housing as far, so it's not working. When I was driving it with just the run inside here, the cable wasn't spinning, so I think it's just not fully sitting in that gear, or maybe I put the wrong gear in to begin with. I mean, some things I was careful on the car, some things just got really excited and want to do them. But as it goes down, we're just checking all our shrink connectors. We're gonna install the heat system, the box. We're gonna make sure all our speaker wires are taped up because we don't have a speaker going back in, so we don't want any hot wires. We're gonna look over the engine again. We're gonna check the wires again. And we're just gonna keep going down here. Now, some things I have did is the yellow wire for the buzzer on the passenger side, the push pill is broke and rusted and the wire was already falling off, so I've labeled it with painter's tape and I have X'd it off because all I wanted to do was label it and tape it up. I didn't write a line across it because it's something I still have to go back to. Now, we've also attached a red wire that was supposed to go to the radio that we didn't know at the time, but this second wiring diagram's a lot better than even the printed one you can get for free, so I highly like it. I recommend if you want one, get one. And we made a new ground for where the column attaches to the dash. Now for me alone, I did 3 just because got bolts hanging, so we're just gonna make it. Some things I'd like to do today is I really just want to put the battery on and see if the car smokes. I mean, it's been a long time. One thing I did forget to show you in one of the earlier clips is I'd mentioned I had a bundle of wires from this car that came off. Now, pretty big. This is all the wires that I have taken off. It's pretty heavy. All that is old. So that's just the bundle that I've taken off and kept. Most of it's the trunk wiring, the inside, and the engine bay. I know there's a few pieces that I just couldn't tape in there, so we left them out, but let's get back to work. We're going to catch up with you guys whenever I finish another task or we're ready to wrap up this video. It is a very short one. Right now I'm even waiting just to head out for the day and see if the little guy is going to join us maybe today or this weekend. So hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to catch up on the next clip, okay? So follow along. Alright, we're just back for a second. I want to talk while I do the voltage regulator. I guess one thing I decided to replace, no matter if it was good or bad. Kind of like to hear what everyone's opinion on the car. I know I got like 10, maybe 20 people, 50 on some videos who tend to watch the car. I'd like to hear just kind of what you guys are thinking. I'm leaning towards not painting it, but I did paint the fixed rockers, and I kind of like the way they look. And that's error right there. But I'd just like to hear what you guys kind of think, maybe do a poll on it to see if we are actually going to paint this car or not. I mean, to me it's just some more work. but it's either patina or paint. But if you guys could maybe just leave me some comments. This is going to be a video that stays up for quite a while, so I definitely have time to do everything that I need. So I definitely would like to hear just kind of what you guys are thinking. But some of the other plans for the car are get it running before we do any more body work or welding. Want to get the interior installed. Some things I did order were the correct body plugs. I don't know, most of the other videos I'd spoken about ordering some ones from Amazon. I don't recommend it. They didn't fit even though they said they'd fit, and a lot of them were very cheap. The ones I ordered though were nice for firewall plugs, so I've got some of those on hand, I guess. But I highly recommend just order them. I ended up ordering mine from AMD. But just let me know what you guys kind of think on the car. I know the person I actually bought the car from, I think he's still watching. And I'd just like to see what everyone kind of thinks for paint. I definitely like the patina look. One thing I'm going to have to do is pull the engine back out and do the bay here. I really like it, but I wish I would have actually jumped on the ball and fixed the inside bay. I know the hood behind me, I had to scuff the entirety of the bottom of it, the part that's in the engine bay, because it was actually pretty rusty and just didn't look good, so we already had to go through that part. So it's something that is gonna get painted anyway. At least on that end, it's over here. The hood hasn't been on this car in over, God, a year and a half or so, so it's gonna have to get painted. I can get the actual color for this car. You can't get faded or anything. This needs to be cleaned up. It's been sitting too long, but let me just show you guys real quick. So that is like the original color. Really nice color. It's, if I don't end up painting the car, this was pretty much put on just to see what it would look like, and if we have to, we can go through, scuff it again, and then hopefully make it a little more faded. But I'd kind of like to see what you guys think. So we're back. Some of the things you guys didn't see is we switched it from the 5-pin to the 4-pin by bringing it up to the top ballast resistor. One of the wires isn't even needed, doesn't really do anything, it just connected it. But we actually got the car running. We got a little into what we were doing, so I'm just going to give you guys a little sneak. The car is running on its own wiring. The only issue we're having is some tail lights. I didn't wire them with the diagram, but we're going to go ahead and start it. Okay, I'm gonna have to rewatch that. I don't know what we happened. Screen messed up on the camera. But I was saying some things we had to do. So we initially just hooked up the battery. Checked it, nothing smoked, nothing went bad. And then I put in the key, couldn't get anything. My first issue that I did actually find was my ammeter. These two wires actually have to be either connected or the dash has to be installed for anything to go on. So we just ended up putting a bolt through them just for now. When we put the dash in, it'll be better. Still wouldn't start. We weren't getting any power from the key, but we knew because the yellow one down here on the relay actually goes to the key on the ignition. Checked it, we were getting power, everything. But the green wire here is a safety for the clutch. It's the little solenoid on the clutch itself. Connected that or grounded it out. Car started running, so seemed to be the issue. Another issue I ran into is on my 70 Challenger. This is a neutral safety. It's not a neutral safety on this one, at least. Unplugged, it runs fine. To begin with, I had a jumper going through the 2 bottom wires and was setting off the brake lights, so I didn't know what was going on with the wiring. The only issue right now, at least in the car that I've seen, just for the slight running it's did, we have to fix the wiring in the trunk. I messed up quite a few wires. The front, we need to get new headlights to actually see if they work, or test the ones that aren't. We don't know if they're actually working, but I took off the headlight switch off the gauge cluster and plugged it just solely into the car. We weren't getting headlights. We can get brake lights, at least one of them lights up. I don't know if I have lights in all of them or even fully fixed when I started. I wasn't doing the best of notes back then. But the major win before our big break is the car at least starts on its own wiring. There's nothing smoking. Obviously we have to drop the steering wheel to put the gauge cluster back in, but it's a major win. The car runs. I lifted the shift knob, threads off the knob, so we have to fix that. We epoxied it, it's drying. But the car starts on its own electrical, which is a great win for us. From this clip, we're going to go into another clip of what's going to be going on for the next episodes and for the series of the car. But with what was done today, what's been done up until this point, it's very, very rewarding. The car runs on its own wiring. We've cut out 20, 15 pounds of wires, redid them all, heat shrunk them, soldered them. The car looks great. I mean, me looking at it, it still looks good even in my eyes. There's still a few things that I want to change. Like, we're gonna put the rest of that in that wire protection. We're gonna redo the cable here. We're gonna change out this ground. I hate the yellow wire. The battery's gonna do a 180, so we're gonna actually have to lengthen the power cord. One of them at least, I'm not 100%. And then we're gonna, that way the ground's over here and it's not anywhere near the fan, like right there. So there's a few things I wanna do and a few things that need to be fixed. Duo checked on the radiator fluid. It was at 20 degrees, so we emptied out some, put some straight in. We're gonna put all this in wire casing. Some things I have learned is don't put any of your wire in casing until you're done, because now I have to go through on the back half and take all that casing off, find my issue. For now, I know at least 2 of the lights are completely wrong. I've got the signal hooked up to the reverse lights on one and then opposite on the other, so we've got major issues on that, but it's nothing that can't be fixed. I did not have a diagram at the time of wiring, so that's kind of why that happened. But I've did enough talking for today. The car runs on its own electricity. The wires are fine. It runs. We have not checked the dash cluster itself because I have to drop that column to actually get it in. I didn't really think about it when I put it in, but before that we have to fix our speedometer cable because it's real easy to get right now. But the next episodes are going to be good. We're going to be car together. We're going to be going through wiring, some little things. I am not a big fan of wiring, so I kind of want to make a video that's a little more in depth with it. But the car's doing good. We got a really good start now. I mean, this would have been nicer to get the car in the field like this, but it's turning out really good. We're not going to cheap out. We're going to make sure everything works, and we're going to drive it. So I hope you guys stay tuned for this next little clip. It's going to go into a little bit of explanation what's going to be going on for the next few months or weeks, whatever it ends up being, or maybe half a year. But definitely appreciate all y'all watching. Stay forward to that next clip. It's going to do a little bit of explaining what we're going to be doing. And appreciate y'all following along. Have a good one. Hi, we're back with just a little bit of an update. Videos, just wanted to notify they are going to slow down a little bit. We're going to be having another family member joining, so I'm going to go with that for about a couple weeks, months. Going to be there, not going to be on the car as much, getting past those first years and stuff, but just an update. Videos will slow down from that, so hope you guys like, subscribe, comment. Leave me some comments. One individual did, so we're going to try some new video stuff. This video definitely shows, I guess, a little more what he was saying and what he said he would like to see, so we're going to try it out. I know that this video is going to be pretty short. I had a lot of clips where I was sick and did not a lot of work, but a little bit of work that just was super meticulous, so it got done. and it needed to get done, and it was bad clips, sick, was sneezing, was coughing, sounded terrible. So we're not airing them, but we're gonna go over them here. We went over them before this, so just like I said, you guys, hope you like, subscribe, and comment. Videos will pick up here after maybe 2-3 months, or might even go out a year, depending on how all that goes. So don't forget, guys, really enjoy you guys watching. Really enjoy working on my car. Hope to see you guys more whenever we do come back, okay? Have a good one.